Hello, everybody, and welcome to Steinel's Tool Kits, Accessories, and Safety Features micro webinar. We try to keep these micro webinars to 15 to 20 minutes, so it's short and sweet. If you have any questions, feel free to add them in the questions window, and we will get to the questions section at the end of the webinar. Our presenter today is our National Accounts Manager, Steve Dermo. Steve?
Thanks, Jen. Like Jen said, thank you very much for being here. We're going to keep this to about 15 or 20 minutes. And basically, we just wanted to go over and show you some of our main top-selling toolkits, accessories, and some of the safety features that we offer at Steinel. For those of you who don't know Steinel, we like to think of ourselves as an inventor's company. We think outside the box, scrutinize things that are taken for granted, and provide value-added features and functions without the added costs. So some of the things we're going to talk about in here in this micro webinar is the high quality of Steinel, better technology, maximum efficiency, and of course the safety that we provide. You may have questions that you might not want to answer in front of everybody or ask in front of everybody. That's perfectly fine as well. You can reach out to anywhere on steinel.net and go to the sales tab at the top and reach out to any one of our sales associates, and we'd be happy to reach out to you and answer any questions for you, and send samples out as well, because that's one of the things we like to do, is send out samples for you to try them before you buy them. So for those who don't know a lot about heat guns, this is some of the applications where we sell our heat guns mainly. There are more than this, but this is some of the main ones that we work into. So the wire harnessing industry, which can be aerospace and defense, to automotive, flooring, roofing, plastic welding, telecommunications, basically a lot of different avenues where you can use a heat gun, from soldering and desoldering to just laying down the roofing layment in the commercial roofing industry. So about our tools, like we talk about in many of our other webinars, all of our tools are high quality, long lasting heat guns. They're all made in Europe. We have a rigorous quality testing. Every single heat gun is tested. And then we have some models with 10,000 hour brushless motors. All of our heat guns have durable ceramic encapsulated elements, meaning that each coil is individually encapsulated, so it's a little more durable should it be dropped, which we all know tools will be dropped. And then every part is replaceable should it get dropped. So you can buy a new housing, you can buy a new heating element, a new cord should it accidentally get burnt. Everything we sell replacement parts, so you don't have to buy another expensive heat gun. You can just buy the replacement part for it. And then some of those high quality features too is our E series tool, meaning all of the nomenclature with an E on it does have an overheating monitoring. So meaning that if you were to put it up against something and all that extra air is coming back into the heat gun, it's going to shut itself off so you don't damage the inside of the gun. And then better technology, again, that ties right into the last thing I talked about. But our digital heat guns can be programmed by 10-degree increments. You can change the heat and the CFM, which is cubic feet per minute of air coming out. We have lockable features on some models. So if you're in a quality assurance position, you can maintain that everyone on your maintenance line is working at the proper temperature. You can actually lock the guns, so all the person can do is turn it on and off. And then you can maximize temperature by using the right nozzles. In this case, they're talking about the sieve nozzle that you'll see at the bottom of the screen there. This nozzle actually works. In the past, it was just a piece of metal bent around the wire, and all the extra air would escape. Well, in this case, all the air is being pushed through those little perforated holes, which kind of acts like an oven. So it actually speeds up the temperature of shrinking the heat shrink tubing on the wire. It's just one of our top selling nozzles, and so that's why it's thrown in there as well. And one of the nice things, the smarter tools, which ties into safety, is on the very back of this heat gun on the right here, you'll see a little white blinking. This is actually a light right here. And what that does is, as the heat gun heats up, it's actually going to start blinking to let the worker know that it's hot. So if you're working in a loud environment, or you have an employee who may be deaf, they can physically see that heat gun is still hot. And maybe, if they go get a coffee and come back from a break, they're going to see that the heat gun is still blinking and it's still hot, so you're not going to want to take those nozzles off. And this actually has its own power source. So if it gets unplugged, it will still continue blinking, so that, you know, it is a good indication of safety and not to burn yourself. Maximum efficiency. You know, some of the things we offer is, you know, field changeable power cord, a plug and play heating element. So when something happens to your heat gun, should it be user error or just wear and tear, you can actually change out the elements and field changeable power cord with only a couple screws. So you don't have any downtime. You can be back and running in a couple minutes. Um, you can work hands-free by our flex stand that you'll see up in the top right corner there. The heat gun just clips right into that, and you can bring the work to the heat gun instead of the other way around. And then we also have a different stand that you can actually secure your tool to the workbench so that it can't fall off, and or, you know, again, bring your work to the tool instead of holding the tool all day long. And then, as we'll get into, you're going to see a wide range of different types of spreader nozzles, reflector nozzles, and sieve nozzles for all types of different applications that I already mentioned. And then safety. You know, one of the nice things that Steinel prides itself on is the safety. We have different types of attachments that'll go over the end of the heat gun, so you can actually grab the nozzle and not burn yourself. Our wire protection tube, and we have a plastic protection tube as well. Basically, so all of our guns are ergonomically designed so that you're not going to have carpal tunnel with your employees that do have to hold it all day long. There are some times where you just can't put it into a stand. You have to use it in your hands all day long, and that's understandable. So what we've done is ergonomically design them so that you know, you're not going to have carpal tunnel issues with your employees at the end of the day. Thermal cutout, like I spoke of earlier, so that's going to prevent burns and also prevent the heat gun from overheating. And then, you know, we've designed these to run a little quieter than the past, you know, so you don't have as much noise pollution in your working environment. And then that sieve nozzle, again, reduces pressure on the wrists because you're not sitting there and twisting the wire around in front of the heat gun. That nozzle is going to actually wrap the heat right around the wire for you. So again, it's a little bit of ergonomics in there as well. And then we have the wire protection tube, and we also sell a product called Fusion Afterburn Tape. And what this is you can actually wrap this on the nozzle of the heat gun up to about 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and that'll allow you can actually touch the nozzle and it won't burn you. So it's not 100% fireproof, but what it is that if you were to have the heat gun standing on your desk and reach across, it's gonna give you a second or two before you actually burn yourself. So it's just a little safety indication. Safety prevention, I should say. And then again, we have that flashing LED light on the end of most of our tools. And again, that's going to allow you to know that the heat gun is hot, not take off any nozzles and or you know, burn yourself or anything that you're working on. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on these models of heat guns, as we have done that in the past on other webinars, and you can check all those webinars out on YouTube, and also our website has links to go to our YouTube page. We have plenty of different how-to videos, how to do different types of applications, as well as how to use our heat guns on the YouTube channel, and also all of our past webinars on roofing, flooring, you know, automotive, and all those different things, electronics industry. We have all those webinars on our YouTube channel, and we advise you to go and check them out to get yourself a little more knowledge about our product. So we're going to get into some kits here. And the first kits we're going to talk about are our main roofing kits. So we have two different type of roofing kits, and basically the top seller is our flagship roofing kit, which holds the HG2620, which is a 10,000 hour DC brushless motor heat gun. This kit comes with a spare element, because elements on heat guns are kind of like tires on a car. They will eventually go out and have to be replaced. We have a full 1-year warranty on our tools, with the exception of the heating element. It is about 500 man hours, which on our digital models, we can check how many hours you've actually used on the guns. So it is a way for us to just know that they are like tires on a car and they do have to be replaced. And usually that's one of the main things that goes out on any type of heat gun. And we offer you the ability to just buy a new element, so you don't have to buy a whole new heat gun every time. And so this roofing kit comes with a spare element, the pressure roller for welding down the seams, the 40 millimeter and a 20 millimeter nozzle, and then that heavy duty carrying case. And then the lightweight hand welding kit is also a roofing kit, and that offers our HG2220, the 40 millimeter nozzle, heavy duty carrying case. And so it's a little less expensive, a little step down in technology for the people that don't need all the bells and whistles. But again, it is a very affordable kit for getting up on the roofs and doing some roofing of that commercial roofing material. Some of the accessories that go on that HG2620, these are just a few of them. But basically, you know, the accessories are made with the same precision as our heat guns. You know, and all of these are there for you to be comfortable with. You know, our heat guns will also utilize our competitors' nozzles. So if you already have some of our nozzles in the roofing industry or any type of other nozzles, they usually will fit on our heat guns. And we've actually come out with a different adapter nozzle for some of our other heat guns, which I'll get into here in the next slide. So this, like it says here, this is a new nozzle. So if you noticed in that last slide, I'll go back and show you all of these nozzles here that go onto our industrial heat gun, the 2620, they all clamp on, and that's because they're having to have a lot more pressure put on them when they're being used. So they clamp on so they don't pop off normally. Well, what we've done is those nozzles won't fit on all our standard heat guns. So that 2220 kit I showed you, you know, you have to put this nozzle on it. And all of our other electronic guns, the 1920, 2020, and 2320, also this nozzle will fit on, which allows you to then use our industrial nozzles, which you'll see a little bit more of coming up in the further slides here. But these are all tools and it's accessories, I should say, that go on most of our heat guns or can be used with our heat guns. So you'll see there in the bottom left, the 21-foot power cord with no strain relief. And what that means is our tools, the 1920 and up, they can all be replaced with this power cord. And it's just a couple screws to take out and pop back in. It's field changeable. And that allows you to not have to have, many extension cords plugged in to get you, or if you're doing some window tinting around the car, you no longer have the cord dragging on the vehicle or whatever you're working on. It's a lot longer cord. And then so next we're going to get into some kits that apply to the electronics industry. Not all of these kits you see will be strictly for the electronics industry. They can be used for many different industries, but we just kind of put together some kits that go with specific industries per se. So the electronics industry is going to have our 2320, which is our top rated non-DC brushless motor heat gun. It comes with 4 different nozzles and that heavy duty carrying case, and it's going to give you a little discount over buying them if you were to buy all that stuff individually. And it's just basically the right tools you need for that industry. So we've kind of put it in a nice, easy kit for you to find and sell to your customers or find for yourself if you are that customer. And then the multi-purpose kit, and as you can see, there's 3 different guns listed, heat guns listed in this kit, and that's because you can actually choose. They each have their own different part number, which heat gun you want in this kit. They are all electronic heat guns, so all of these nozzles will not affect it. And then it actually comes with a welding nozzle and some welding rod assortments, so in case you need to do any plastic welding. So this is kind of a general multi-purpose kit that could be in many different applications or industries. And then one of our top selling kits that we sell into the electronics industry and many other industries is our silver anniversary kit. This kit was brought out plenty of years ago, but it's been such a great seller that we've kept it on the line. And basically you're getting a HL 2020, an electronic heat gun with a digital readout, 5 different nozzles, a welding rod assortment, and actually some heat shrink tubing should you need it. And then you get that nice heavy duty case as well. And so it's just one of our good selling heat gun kits that have been out there for a long time, and we still sell plenty of them and people still ask for them. So we've kept it on the line, and it's a great way to get that tool at a decent price, and also, you know, all the things you may need to get your job done. And then we also offer what we call a ultimate butane kit, and this is our kit that basically it's for all of our field service tools. So you have everything you need should you need to be away from an outlet: the torches, the soldering iron, the butane, the solder dispenser, a little bit of heat shrink tubing, and you get it in that nice James Bond silver case. So again, here's a few more of our kits. I advise you to go to steinel.net and check out all of our tools, and almost all of our tools come in some type of kit. This has just kind of been a quick one over on on what kits our main kits we do sell. You'll see that roofing kit up there. Here's a flooring kit that we offer all the right tools for the flooring, an auto body welding kit that actually repairs bumpers, door panels, dashboards, anything plastic on a car you can melt. We basically can fix it with the auto body welding kit without taking that anything off the car. And then our industrial kit is just kind of a generic industrial kit that has many things you'll need in the industrial applications. And then, so we're going to get into some accessories. I'll kind of be going a little quick over these. If you have any questions, feel free to, like Jen said, to put them in the questions. But also, you're free to reach out to any one of us, and we'd be glad to help you answer any of your questions. So what we see here is our HL scan, and what this is an IR temperature gauge. And basically, in the past, what you had to do was in the bottom left corner here, you had to hold a heat gun and then hold an IR scanner in your other hand. And what we've done is put them together. So this is an accessory that snaps onto the top of our heat gun, and it'll actually read the surface temperature, and it'll actually beep at you and tell you if you're too hot at the right temperature or too cold. And it can actually read the emissivity of the surface you're trying to scan. So it has a couple different operations that basically allows you to make sure you're not overheating or underheating what you're working on. And then the next step in that is what we call our HG Scan Pro. So it's very similar to the product I just showed you, except this one works with our HG 2520 and the HG 2620. And basically it connects straight in with the tool. And when you program that tool to a certain temperature, it's going to read the surface and change the heat gun for you. So if you're too hot, it's going to cool the heat gun off, and vice versa. If you're too cold, it's going to heat it up for you. It just makes the work a little bit dummy proof, so you can make sure you're not overheating or underheating or burning what you're working on. And then these are just a wide array of all the different heat gun accessories we sell. We have your wire protection tube down here in the bottom right corner. This actually is what I told you will go on to the end of the heat gun and allow you to grab the heat gun without burning yourself. We have a air filter that snaps onto the back of your heat gun. So if you're working in a dirty environment, you're not going to suck in all those extra particles and maybe ruin the motor or circuit board inside the heat gun. And then all the rest are just some generic heat gun, different types of applications, from spreader nozzles to reduction nozzles to welding nozzles and flooring type applications. And then you'll see here, these are a little more, these are your industrial heat gun nozzles. These are a little more strictly for the HG 2520 and 2620, but also with that adapter nozzle I showed in an earlier slide, you can use these nozzles on pretty much any one of our electronic heat guns without burning it up. And then this one's actually a little bit more, the top part is all for tarpaulin and roof types material. So all these attachments are for basically welding types of material together. And then you have the scissors and the rollers and all the different tools you'd need for the tarp, the tarp industry or the roofing industry. And then at the bottom, these are our industrial nozzles that with that adapter will work on our other electronic guns. But as you can see, you see some sieve nozzles, a tunnel nozzle, so you can actually slide a longer piece of heat shrink tubing or wiring through it. And then your different reflector nozzles over here. So I know that was quick, short, and to the point. But as you see on this slide, please reach out to steinel.net or any of these phone numbers. We're glad to help you. We're glad to send you or your customer a sample to try out before you buy it, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to sell itself. These are high quality tool. They're better technology than anything else out there in the market. You're going to get maximum efficiency with everything you do, and also the safety aspect of knowing your employees can be safe and not burn yourself and not have those workman comps issues. So with that, I'd like to open it up now to any type of questions you may have. And please feel free, don't be embarrassed to ask any questions. There are no stupid questions. We're here to help. And if you don't want to put it out here, you're glad to go to steinel.net and reach out to any one of the regional managers. We're glad to help.
Thanks, Steve. First question: do you have any non-metal protection cages for the tool?
We do. We actually have a polyethylene, I believe it's polyethylene cage that goes on to the end of the heat gun. Sadly, we didn't put it in a slideshow. A shame on me. I should have done that, but I forgot to. We have the wire protection tube, but then we also have the, I believe it's polyethylene, but we call it our poly cage. And basically, it's made out of a polymer plastic that will not heat up. So again, you can have that on the end of the heat gun, and it will not, you can actually, put nozzles on, it won't affect it. And you basically, if you were to run your arm by it or grab onto it, it's not going to burn you. So it is another option. And please, it's all available to see on steinel.net. So please check it out, or reach out to me and I'll gladly send you pictures of it, or any one of us can send you pictures or samples to try. Any other questions, Jen?
Thank you, Steve. That is all the questions we have right now.
All right. Well, again, if you guys have think of any other questions or want to see any samples, again, please feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. And thank you again for joining us. And have yourself a great day. And like I said, please feel free to reach out to any of us with any time. Thank you.